Unbeaten 2 from 2, Captain Fontaine, 1200 metres, Who's of Troy. Flags up, and they sent on their way. Kimura was slow 2 lengths with Mount Greylock. Captain Fontaine's also 2 lengths off the first call. Hooves of Troy in the blue towards the inside. Big Sky Country's now going to match strides. Avenir, the black cap, towards the outside. Pink cap of Stella Act. There's a line of 4. At this point in time, Fly the Coos 2.5 lengths off. Lord Wiley. Captain Fontaine sits quietly towards the inside. Spirit of My Fate. Lord Wiley, Mount Greylock, and Kimura's dropped out of the zone. Approaching the 500 metre marker, Avenir's down the middle of the course. Towards the inside, Captain Fontaine. Hooves of Troy still acts on the outside. Mount Greylock. Captain Fontaine starts to come forward at the 300. On the outside, Fly the Coo. Lord Wiley's trying to put in a claim. Captain Fontaine being kept together with 150 to go. On the outside, Lord Wiley and Fly the Coo. Down the inside, Hooves of Troy. Captain Fontaine's looking to hold him at bay, and he will do so. Another sensational performance after a lengthy absence. Kimura staying on really well in the closing stages. I think Hooves of Troy second, then Kimura.
It's just a superb performance back from a long break. Last seen on the 23rd of August. So, yeah, we'll call it 11 months for the son of Captain L. Bred by Shivali Stud, beautifully bred, related, got the looks. Well done to Mr. David Ferraris and Mr. Hugh on Hong Kong. Aston Aries doing duty. Guard Puller, the trainer, and the gentleman that takes care of this horse. His name is Sizwe. He's done an outstanding job. Sizwe, well done to you. You've done a great job. 1,000 Rand, Hollywoodbets and Gold Circle. Congratulations. Well done. And in quarantine as well. God just mentioned that he was with him in quarantine as well. So he's been hard at work with this horse. Well done, Sizwe. Let's get Garth in. Garth, you mentioned quarantine. Let's start off there. You know, that was always the plan with this horse after a sparkling start to his career, to go to David and maybe start off a career in Hong Kong, but it was not to be, and it was not to be because of the circumstances that we find ourselves in.
Yeah, unfortunately, the protocol to get there takes 9 months. The horses go through a hell of a lot. It's basically a 3-year-old career wasted. I would love to see him in Hong Kong with David. I think David would have loved to have him there. If they could just, if we could just get past this African horse sickness and get a straight flight through maybe to France, and then 4 weeks in France, and then to Hong Kong. There's good horses that are missing out. I think this is a good horse. And I must say thank you to Ashton. He's a late replacer. Mahula would have ridden it with the absence of Lal. He done all the work on it, so my heart goes out to him. He really wanted to, but he had to take his suspension. And it's a lot of work. I mean, it's one doesn't think about it, but 11 months off the track. Michael put in a lot of work back at home. This guy that looks after him, Sizwe, he went to quarantine. He spent the time with him. Went to hospital, broke the quarantine, and came back, had to start the quarantine over again. David said, no, send him to the stables. So I'm happy to have him back. Obviously, he's a bit of a pressure horse, but he's a good horse. I think he loafed when he hit the front, and there's more to come. He's obviously not 100% fit. And then thanks to Kathy, Wendy, and the team back at home, it's a team effort, and I'm glad this horse come back and won. And then to Mr. Hoy, thank you very much. I'm very happy to train him for you here. And hopefully one day they lift it in the near future while he's still got racing in him and he can get over there. I'd love to see him race there. And then to David, thank you very much for the support, and thank you for the patience.
I want to touch on yourself and your stable just the way he was presented today, because he's been off for 11 months. He just had that wow factor about him, the way he looked in the ring. God, he's a smashing looking boy.
Oh, David will tell you, he is a wild horse. He nearly killed me the first day he came to the stables. He's full of character. He's been gelded. David said geld him straight away, because he's just got that kind of horse. He never stopped doing well. This is a hell of a good groom. His hair's been falling out throughout the winter. I put him in a box with an infrared light. I swapped him around with his neighbor. He broke the infrared light out the roof. He wrapped it around his neck. I thought he was going to electrocute everybody. He's just a horse full of character and yet he'll come to the door and stick his tongue out and want you to play with him. So he's got a lot of character, and I think that's what makes him a decent horse. He's well bred, Chevrolet stud, well done, and he's got the action. And he's obviously well related to Snow Dance and to Bella Bella.
Well, you give our best to David and to Mr. Hoy, and all the best to yourself and your team. Tremendous job here, Garth, and wherever you place him next, all the best with him moving forward.
Thank you very much.
Well done to God, Puller. Let's get Aston in. We heard that Thandi has been doing work back home, but an able replacement in Aston, who also, I'm sure, gets around in the mornings. Yeah, it must be a tremendous feeling for you to sit on a horse like this, because he's got a big reputation.
Yes, this obviously, I have to firstly say a big thank you to Mr. Ferraris and to all the Ferraris family, It's just so grateful. I'm just grateful to be sitting on this horse today. It was never going to be easy, because we know he's been off for almost a year, but he did it nicely today.
How did things work out? You came into the ring and you said, I was traveling so smoothly, I just had to let him go.
Yes, he didn't do what we thought he would do today, but obviously hit the front, but he was looking for company, So I was a bit forced to go a little bit early on him, but he won a nice race.
Beautiful action.
Yes, very beautiful action, big action. Obviously also a big thank you to Mr. Puller.
Well, these are the type of chances that turn things around, Ashton, and you'll never know, because it's been a bit quiet for you, but you've sat on a good horse and you've delivered, so well done on that.
Thank you, this yes, obviously I've just come back from an injury, also for 2.5 months, My second winner back today, just grateful.
How's the body feeling?
No, all good now, good to go.
I'll wish you all the best, Ashton. Nice ride here.
Thank you, Dees.
Well done. Aston Aries teaming up for the guys abroad in Hong Kong. Well done, David. Well done, Mr. Hoy. And number 2, Captain Fontaine has come back making a statement.